rise for our salute to the flag and a moment of silence for our military serving overseas and families lost to COVID-19. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Notice requirements of the Open Public Meeting Law have been satisfied concerning this meeting. The annual notice schedule was published in the Home News Tribune and the Star Ledger on December 18, 2020. A copy was posted on the municipal bulletin board and should be so noted in the minutes of this meeting. Councilman Spiller.
Here.
Councilman Ficarra.
Here.
Councilwoman Meehan.
Here.
Councilwoman Drum.
Here.
Councilman Patel.
Here.
Councilman Anderson.
Here.
Councilwoman De Jesus.
Here.
Council Vice President Bauer.
Here.
And President Small.
Here.
Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from January 19th, 2021?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Beginning with second reading ordinances this evening, we're going to take the first one, which is an amendment to Chapter 150, our land use and development ordinances, and this is with regards to stormwater control. With that said, can I get a motion that this ordinance be taken up on second and third reading and the public hearing be opened?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The public hearing is now open on letter A only. Hearing no comments from the public, can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed, the ordinance be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Letter B is an ordinance amending Chapter 11 under the administration, creating the Department of Senior Services. Can I get a motion that this ordinance be taken up on second and third reading and the public hearing be open?
Motion. Second.
Any comments or questions? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The public hearing is now open on letter B only. Hearing no comment from the public, can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed, the ordinance be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Letter C is an ordinance authorizing directing that Woodbridge Township enter into the lease agreement with the Columbian Club of Avenel with regards to a senior center opening up at their location. Can I get a motion that this ordinance be taken up on second and third reading and the public hearing be open?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments from council?
Mr. Mitch?
Sir.
Thank you. I'd just like to ask my fellow councilmates for excuse me, their consideration and support on Ordinance C, where we will be entering into an agreement with the Columbian Club of Avenel, the Knights of Columbus, to create and house the Maple Tree Senior Center. For years, I've always looked at avenues and discussed with the mayor and administration on creating a senior center in Avenel. This is a golden opportunity as Avenel's senior living residence. The Maple Tree Manor is literally up the road from the Knights building, 3 blocks away on Roadway Avenue. To be able to see our seniors walk with each other down Morrissey Avenue to enjoy some line dancing, cards, and lunches is just incredible. I'd like to thank the mayor and the administrator for working on this for me. Thank you.
Any other comments? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The public hearing is now open on letter C only. Hearing no comment from the public, can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed, the ordinance be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion. Second.
Any comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Letter D is an ordinance approving a traffic signal at Smith Street eastbound to be relocated at Henry Way. Can I get a motion that this ordinance be taken up on second and third reading and the public hearing be open?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The public hearing is now open on letter D only. Hearing no comment from the public, can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed, the ordinance be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Letter E is an ordinance amending Chapter 7. We'll take E and F by consent. E is entitled, again, traffic with regards to handicap parking on First Street and Fords, and F is for the regulation of movement for traffic on the FedEx ground property on Riverside Drive. Can I get a motion that both ordinances be taken up on second and third reading and the public hearing be open?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The public hearing is now open on letters E and F only. Hearing no comment from the public, can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed and both ordinances be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Under first reading ordinances, you have letters G and H listed. Could I get a motion that these ordinances be passed on first reading, published in the Homeowners Tribune on February 5th, 2021, with notice of public hearing to be held on February 16th, 2021 at 6 p.m.?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Mr. President, under resolutions, I have numbers 1 through 25. Can I get a motion by consent to approve 1 through 25?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments from council?
Mr. Mitch, I'll be abstaining from number 25.
Any other comments? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. That's it, sir.
Thank you. We'll now go to open public session. Please state your name and the part of township you live in. You have a 5-minute one-time period.
Good evening. James Dabrowski, Woodbridge proper. Yesterday, February 1st, began Black History Month, and I was disappointed not to see any reference to this on our township website. I did notice a small flyer from the Woodbridge Public Library, which is hosting just 2 Black History Month events, one on the 9th and the other on the 24th, but that's it. I was wondering if Woodbridge has any plans to acknowledge and or celebrate Black History Month. I would say let's ask the mayor, but he's not here as he hasn't shown up to a meeting since June when he realized we weren't going to stop advocating for anti-racism in Woodbridge. So maybe you can answer when my time's up, Council President, or ask one of the people at the director's table over there if they have anything planned or know of any plans. In October, Woodbridge had on its community event calendar a Columbus Day celebration and flag raising, and I saw the video afterwards where Senator Joe Vitale, Congressman Frank Pallone, and our Assembly Speaker Craig Coughlin all came right outside this building here to join the mayor for a ceremony to deliver speeches as the Italian flag was raised and then the Italian national anthem sung and a proclamation from the township presented to the Knights of Columbus, all the bells and whistles. Never mind the fact that Columbus Day is outdated as more and more communities actually committed to anti-racism are opting to instead recognize and celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day. But don't you think that if Woodbridge can do all that for one day, we could at least do something similar for Black History Month? Can we raise a Black Lives Matter flag outside? Have the Black National Anthem sung? It was suggested by my wife at our July 6th meeting and reiterated by Michelle at a later meeting that we paint Black Lives Matter down one of our streets like we had the Blue Lives Matter flag line painted down Main Street for the past year, but their recommendation was ignored. When Blue Lives Matter flags and Gadsden flags were raised on the Woodbridge Avenue and Port Reading Avenue bridges, my 3 emails to the council and mayor were all ignored. Were all ignored, but finally one from my friend Megan in Colonia was answered, where the mayor told her to instead take it up with the New Jersey Turnpike Authority, which she did, and they promptly showed up and took the offensive flags down. However, soon after, the Blue Lives Matter flags were put back up again, so this time our local NAACP contacted the council, mayor, and NJ Turnpike Authority, and the Turnpike decided to take all the flags down as they could see their policy was not being respected. Council President Small at our September 1st meeting, where you were moved enough to speak up about the flags, vowing that they will fly again in this town. And you were right, they're back up on the bridges, and let's this time hope your friend Mark, who puts them up, keeps it to American flags only. Your corrections officer friend Mark Tolley of Seawarren, who was caught in the disgustingly racist act of wearing blackface just a few years ago, and who supports a frighteningly Islamophobic movement called Stop the Building of a Mosque near Ground Zero in New York. So Council President, while you're obviously pretty passionate about inanimate symbols, you have sadly yet to speak up at all about Black lives and racism. So while I appreciate you agreeing to finally meet with our amazing Woodbridge Youth for Liberation and Equity, whom the mayor just mentioned in his State of the Township address, I hope you're serious about it and that it's not just a performative act like when the mayor showed up at their massive Black Lives Matter rally on June 7th at Parker Press Park for a photo op, but failed to affirm that Black Lives Matter and still refuses to say it, outrageously attacking our nation's largest racial justice movement, which has just been nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize, as awful. Additionally, it was brought to my attention that on a phone call with Weil to discuss meeting logistics, you actually brought my name into the conversation and said that Dabrowski's not going to fly. Don't worry, Small, I'm not invited, as Weil understands what anti-racism policies need to be put in place to help our community better than you and I ever could. as in addition to their vast knowledge of both the problems and solutions, they have actual lived experience with the appalling racism in Woodbridge. And for anyone with their head still in the sand who doesn't see or doesn't want to see just how bad it is here, as I mentioned at our July 5th meeting, Woodbridge currently has a civil rights lawsuit against it for a horrific case of anti-black racism, a case that made the New York Times. While I'm sure Woodbridge will dishonorably try to quietly settle the case, let's hope that Najir Parks and his family receive actual justice and that Woodbridge is held accountable or actually holds itself accountable for once. Speaking of which, Council President Small, you still haven't apologized to my friend Kayson Little for turning your back to him at our March 3rd meeting as he pleaded with you all to pass a bare minimum anti-racist resolution. Would you like to take that opportunity right now?
No.
No? Okay. How about your buddy Corey Spiller, who turned his back with you and also blocked 2 wild members on Twitter? No? Okay. How about Debbie Meehan, who singled out and chided 2 black clergywomen and NAACP members for bravely sharing their experiences with racism in Woodbridge? Also no? Okay. How about Nancy Drum, who cowardly lied when confronted about how she said she wanted to get Our Nation's Flag Matters painted in town? Also no. Okay. Our last council president insulted me at her last meeting as president, saying that I like to instigate. This is the same councilwoman who rightfully got called out by Charity for having the audacity to invoke the late John Lewis's name when he was all about getting into what he called good trouble. And y'all are all about doing whatever it takes not to piss off the 41.5% of the people in this town who voted for Trumpism, including
Your time's up.
Democrats
Thank
like
you.
Corey, and Howie.
Your
Well,
time's
guess what?
up. Thank you.
58.5% of us voted against racism.
Your time is up, Mr.
Either get on
Dombrowski.
board
You
or
know the
get out of
rules.
way. Black Lives Matter, justice for Najir Parks.
Are there any other comments this evening from the public? Here are no other comments. Can I get a motion that the public comment portion be closed?
Motion. Second.
Any comments? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you, Mr. Mitch. I have nothing on my agenda this evening. The only thing, I have a couple of announcements. I want to thank our members of Public Works. It's been a tough 2 days trying to move this snow out of the way. It's a task and a half. So thank you to the men and women of Public Works for doing an outstanding job. I also, again, as always, want to thank our police department, our fire department, and our EMS, and all our essential workers for all the hard work they do for this great township. Finally, I want to offer a happy birthday to Councilwoman
you.
DeJesus. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Many more to come. And that's all I have this evening. Vice President Bauer.
Thank you, President Small. My agenda's in order. I'd like to piggyback off one of your announcements and I'd like to thank the Department of Public Works and our first responders for all their hard work during the past snowstorm. Our resources were pushed to a limit, but these men and women always step up to the job and do a great job for our community. Thanks again. That's all I have, Council President.
Thank you. Councilwoman DeJesus.
Thank you. We are celebrating Black History Month in Woodbridge Township. The Woodbridge Public Libraries, the main library, will host exhibits for Black History Month. A mixed media presentation, the Black Series, is on display in the lobby, and an annual guest artist, Derek Dent exhibit with Voices Raised will be shown on the 2nd floor. Virtual program speakers will include Dr. Linda Cadwell-Epps and historian Rick Geffen. A new Spice Club cooking program and a Valentine's Day crafts to pick up for all ages are also planned for this month. Branch libraries also serve as a pickup location for grab-and-go craft kits, curbside checkout, and reference by telephone. Visit their library calendar online at woodbridgelibrary.org or call the library at 732-634-4450. I would also like to echo the sentiment and thank our Department of Public Works, or Woodbridge Police Department, our fire departments, all of our essential workers, because while some of us had a snow day today and were able to be home and eat warm food and stay warm, there was a lot of people out there making sure that our roads were clear and that our residents were safe. So on behalf of myself and the rest of our council members, thank you so much for the work that you do. It's deeply appreciated. And for those people that are complaining because the plows haven't been able to clear the sides of the streets, if there are cars parked and they don't follow the rules, there's nothing that they can do. So be patient and let's appreciate the work that they do. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Councilman Spiller.
Thank you, Council President Small. Item number 8, on January 20th at 9:12, the Avenel Fire Department was dispatched to South Inman Avenue and Avenel for a reported structure fire. Upon arrival, we found heavy fire emanating from the kitchen. Sadly, through heroic efforts during search operations, a young 21-year-old resident was found passed away. A sad day and time in Avenel and Woodbridge Township as we lost that young man from a fire. A family lost their son, nephew, cousin, and house. Thoughts and prayers to all. Thank you to the Avenel Fire Department for their quick response, all the neighboring fire departments that assisted Woodbridge Police Department for their quick actions upon arrival, as well as EMS, CERT, and OEM. There's a GoFundMe page that residents and neighbors can donate directly to the family. You can go to GoFundMe, type in the search box, Remembering Chadley. That's C-H-A-D-L-Y, Remembering Chadley. God bless all. That's it. That's all for my agenda this evening, Council President. I just want to thank all the emergency responders, fire, EMS, our Woodbridge Police Department, OEM, and CERT for all their tireless work, and also like to thank and acknowledge them, as we all have, for all their efforts during the storm. The roads were excellent. Great job by our DPW crews. And if I can just piggyback on Councilwoman DeJesus talking about the plowing, I saw it a lot today. I know it's difficult. 24 plus inches of snow is 24 inches of snow. It's ridiculous. But please do not put the snow back into the street. We shouldn't have to be having neighbors call Woodbridge PD to send officers out. I got hit with a snowblower today, one guy. It makes it difficult. They're out there all night, all day, and it packs down, and they need a salt truck. So please just do the best you can. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Meehan.
Thank you, Council President. I only have one thing on my agenda today, and it's just a reminder that we're still in the middle of our Take the 214 challenge for the Woodbridge Township Have a Heart food drive. We will be collecting non-perishables and food up until February 14th. If anybody is interested in participating, we're asking either to donate 214 pounds of food or $214. They can reach out to Peter Barcelona at our health department at 732-855-0600, extension 5034. It's really important that we keep these food pantries stocked throughout, especially during this time, during COVID, when so many people are really struggling. And again, just like all my councilmates, I just want to thank our Public Works Department. They've been working really hard, and like Councilman Spiller said, please be patient. We dealt with a lot of calls today, and most people are just so happy they're doing such a good job, but the snow is heavy and it's going to take a little while to clear that. So really, please be patient. These guys are tired. They need a little sleep and some food, and they'll be back out on the street. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Drum.
Thank you, Council President. Number 4, the Chamber of Commerce would like to welcome our recent new members, Benny's Pizza, Lucas Hair Salon, Metro Self Storage, and Synergy Home Care of Woodbridge. The Chamber has many upcoming webinars and educational Zoom meetings planned. There are a variety of business types in the Chamber membership, and these webinars go into the teachings of all business-related topics. If you'd like to get more information or be placed onto our weekly constant contact, please email info@woodbridgechamber.com. Upcoming, Strawberries Pub will be hosting an outdoor networking event outside in their heated tents on Friday, February 26th from 5 to 7. You can register on the Chamber website or call the Chamber at 732-636-4040. And the Chamber recently hosted the 15th Annual State of the Township. Mayor McCormick delivered a speech via a virtual presentation due to the ongoing pandemic. It can be viewed on TV 35, the Mayor and Chamber Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and the Township website. Mayor McCormick reaffirmed his commitment to leading our town through the COVID-19 public health crisis, outlined major economic development projects, and highlighted our school district facilities improvement project, quality of life initiatives, and strategies for our town. Our sponsors for this event proved to be of generous support, and we thank them very much. Buy Local, Downtown Merchants, and Main Street SID, I put them all together. Please continue to buy local. Most of our local businesses are owned and operated and people that live in our town. They've been able to manage through the pandemic to employ the people who work for them that are residents in our town, and they provide opportunities overall to everyone in our town. Supporting them, buying from them, shopping local is just a win-win, and they really need us now more than ever. Thank you. And to all of our snow plow crews, emergency responders, and Department of Health workers, I just wanted to extend as well my thank you for all of your hard work. That's all I have, Council President.
Thank you. Councilman Anderson.
Thank you, Council President. My agenda is in order. I just have a few things to mention. One, for Middlesex County College, you can begin your Bachelor of Art, bachelor degree for fine arts at Middlesex County College. There is a new program there. Please visit www.middlesexcc.edu, and I actually mispronounced it. It's not Middlesex County College, it is Middlesex College. I know I've said that a few times at our meetings here. I do want to mention this year for Middlesex County Democratic Black Caucus, they will be having their annual Black History Month Zoom call on February 13th at 10 a.m. I will get that information out there, but I do, I'm honored this year. I'm going to be the honoree for this event, so I'm really proud about that, and I want to thank Sheriff Millie Scott and all of the people on the panel for selecting me as the honoree for that. As I mentioned, typically Independent Club of Colonia does host our Black History Month event. However, with COVID and some of the services that would require them to do a virtual Black History Month, they're unable to do it this year. My organization, WONAC, is looking into it to where we may take over and pick up where they're not able to do it and put together a suitable Black History Month event. I will be posting on my Facebook page a number of just Black History events throughout Middlesex County. Some are suitable for children, and other things are for the adults. I do want to mention locally, for Black History Month, Black History Month originally started out as a week, and it was called Negro History Week, and it was started by Carter G. Woodson. Carter G. Woodson's also the author of a book called The Miseducation of a Negro. All right, very powerful book that was written a long time ago, but still applies to today. That then elevated into Black History Month. And a lot of it had the association, there's always the mention that it's the shortest month of the year. A lot of it had to do with it being for Lincoln's birthday being in February. So that's where the association with it being in February and Lincoln having to sign the Emancipation Proclamation. Also locally, Thomas Edison, as we know, was the inventor of the light bulb. However, his light bulb didn't work, okay? It was through Lewis Latimer and his creation of the carbon filament, all right? The carbon filament is the piece that we all knew that went between the two stems inside the light bulb. His was sustainable, okay? While Mr. Edison was a tremendous businessman and got a lot of credit for the inventions that went on in his lab, Mr. Latimer, while he is credited with being the inventor, he did not get the notoriety that Mr. Edison did get. So there are a lot of inventions that you can visit on any site and learn about. We're hopeful. I will be looking in our in my children's curriculum that there will be some activity of Black History Month, but it's also, I always look at it and say, Black history is American history, all right? So it should be celebrated all year long. It should be a part of our curriculum, and that is something that we do in education with the Amistad Bill, and we're hopeful that our school districts will embrace it the way that they should have when it was proposed back when Governor McGreevey introduced it back in 2000. So I do want to just thank everyone for taking a moment this month and the rest of the year to acknowledge the accomplishments and the contributions of African Americans in the United States. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Ficarra.
Thank you, Council President. A number of activities in my item 1 and 1A and B over at the community center and the club at Woodbridge. Everything from trying ice hockey to diving a little deeper into ice hockey with the New Jersey Devils Learn to Play. That's coming up. There's also a fundraiser for the Have a Heart food drive. It's called Heartthrobs Zumba. That's coming up on February 13th. By the way, the two hockeys are February 20 and 21. There is a membership drive at both the club and at our community center, and there's incentives to join in the month of February. Please check out their websites, which are very thorough, njwcc.com for the community center and theclub.org for the club. Both of them are very spacious facilities with all of the regulations followed as far as COVID is concerned. I would like to go all the way down to my item 12 in the area of mental health and wellness. Our relationship with the Specialized Case Management and Outreach Services, SCOMAS, is secured and continuing to move on. Our special training for the police is now at a review board by the State Attorney General, and we anticipate that being approved. In advance, we're beginning to look at scheduling of those training sessions. As I mentioned at our last meeting, the police will handle the relationship with the SCOMAS folks during hours of 8:30 to 4:30. In the off hours, our recovery coaches that work 24/7 will gather the information and make sure that it gets to SCOMAS so nothing falls through the cracks, and the people that need support, whether it's acute support or subacute, will get that support. And I'm personally pleased at the aggressiveness of the way the program is going. Let me go to another area of concern, the COVID-19 efforts here in town. We've had a total of 12 clinics so far. We've administered 1,470 doses to date. That sounds like a big number, but we all know it's a town of 100,000 people. So, you know, we're like the little train that could. We're doing the best we can with what we have. I would like to offer, and I hate to rattle these off, and maybe I can share them, but for state hotlines, there is a 211 number. 211, that's a 24/7 number. The medical, if you have any questions about your conditions, there's an 800 number, 1-800-962-1253. These are with people that have pre-existing conditions that might be concerned about whether to get the vaccine or anything else related to COVID and your health. Let's see, with assistance from the state, this is the state again, for vaccine appointment support, 855-568-0545. And then you can also text NJ COVID to 898-211, and then you'll receive alerts as they come up. Residents should continue. Now I'm being very specific to Woodbridge here. Please do not go to our health center. There is no walk up there. There is no walk-in. We have no capabilities of doing that. You must register with covidvaccine.nj.gov. Again, covidvaccine.nj.gov. If you're a Woodbridge resident and you're a senior citizen without a computer, you can call our Woodbridge Senior Center, our new department, our senior department, 732-726-6264. Want me to repeat that? You good? All right, so that is just for assistance. Now I want to give you an example for anybody that's registered. It's not that hard. You go to the website, you fill in the fields, and that's it. If you go to our senior center and they fill it out and you do not have an email, it will go to the person that assisted you and they will notify you when your time comes up. There are other challenges out there. We're hearing that certain medical centers, other agencies, drugstores are administering the vaccine outside of the New Jersey COVID system. Our suggestion, although we have no control over that, our suggestion once again is to get on any list that you can. The sooner you get that vaccine, but please keep in mind that as far as Woodbridge is concerned, our health department is distributing as fast as we get. So we appreciate what the health department is doing. We appreciate the cooperation of our citizens. We are with you and understand that it's a little bit convoluted in the big picture, but we're trying to navigate and give you as much information as we can. I'd also like to thank our Public Works and everyone else involved in keeping us safe during this crazy storm that we had the last 2 days. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you. Councilman Patel.
Thank you, Council President. My agenda is also in order, but I would like to thank Public Works, Police Department, Fire Department for helping us during this snowstorm. That's all.
Thank you. Mr. Mitch.
Thank you, Mr. President. My agenda is in order.
Thank you. Business Administrator Simaluka.
Thank you, Council President. I'd like to take an opportunity to thank DPW Director George Brew and his crews. They took an extraordinary storm and they did extraordinary things in it to clean the streets of Woodbridge Township. So we appreciate all their efforts, and especially those of the first responders. With that, I have a few things on my agenda tonight. I have a refund for overpayment of taxes. I have a refund for overpayment of sewer fees. And under Public Works, I have a release from a performance bond. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you. Legal?
Nothing this evening, Council President.
Thank you. Motion to adjourn?
Motion?
Second.